guys, welcome back to my channel and to another video. So as you can tell by the title, this is my everyday makeup routine. So if you guys like the makeup that I have on right now, this is going to be the finished look. So if you do like it, continue watching to find out how I created this look. I just want to say before I start that you guys are so amazing and I got such good feedback for being back on YouTube, and I enjoy making these videos so much. So before I continue and you continue on in this video, please give this video a thumbs up, like, and subscribe to my channel if you haven't. And that's pretty much it, so we'll get right into this video. So I'm like super oily right now, and that's because I have Egyptian Magic on and La Mer cream. I'll link them down below. So first things first, I always start with my eyes. My everyday makeup routine doesn't have a lot of eye makeup going on. It really just has really subtle kind of like a crease color because I do have the lash extensions. So the first thing I do with that is I grab my concealer just to put down a base. My concealer is the Becca Ultimate Coverage Longwear Concealer. This is in the shade Sesame. Put it in the center of the lids. Because this isn't a crazy tutorial, I'm not going to zoom you guys into this because it's like super simple. And I just blend it into the eye. And I really be careful here because of the lash extensions. So the next thing I do is I'm just going to take the Huda Beauty powder, which I'll be explaining what color I am and everything soon because I'm going to be using it on my face. I just use my Real Techniques blending brush and just dust that on the eyelid to create a matte canvas. So as soon as my eyelids are nice and matte, I basically just take a Morphe blending brush. My blending brush that I use is the Morphe M433. And I take kind of like a warm brown shade or an orange shade, and that's basically what I use on my crease just to create a little dimension. So this is the Balm palette. I got it at Winners, and I use the color Matte Russo. It's just a beautiful light brown shade right over there, and I'm just going to be going into the crease. And it's really nothing crazy. I just like to create a little darkness and dimension into the crease. Obviously, I'll make other tutorials on different eye looks like when I go out and whatever, but I just think that this is so easy and simple for every day. So for my face, I already have everything down that needs to be down. I only use a little bit of primer. The primer I've been really loving lately is the Wonder Glow Instant Soft Beauty Flash by Charlotte Tilbury. This is only 15 ml. I got it as a kind of like a bonus when I got stuff online. You can buy this full size. Obviously, I'll link it down below. So it's a really gorgeous glowy primer, which I'll show you guys. This is literally how much I use. It's literally just like glowy golden shimmer. So I use that only in the high points, not all over my face. So I'll use that kind of like right over here. And I know I look so freaking shiny, but like the makeup doesn't look like this. So just the cheeks. I like to put on the nose, the forehead, just really anywhere that I think I'm going to be highlighting anyway. That's pretty much it. And with the rest of it, usually I'll just sink it into the Beauty Blender. So the foundation that I use is the Dior Backstage Foundation. I am in the shade 3N. I'm only in this shade when I'm super tan. I do have a spray tan on, so this is the most perfect shade for me right now. For anybody else, it's pretty dark. This doesn't have any like golden undertones. It's pretty much just like a straight up neutral brown. This reminds me a lot of the MAC Body Foundation. I love the packaging of it. I think it's like super nice. So I just kind of start blending that everywhere into the face. And because it's an everyday look, I'm not going to blend it in to be super full coverage. We're just going to have a little bit of sheerness to it. And then I'll cover everything else with some concealer. I know this is a pretty expensive foundation to wear every single day. I originally bought this foundation for my brother's wedding because I did my own makeup, and I just kind of fell in love with the way it looked, and it wasn't cakey. It's kind of wet, so I really enjoyed it, and I was like, okay, I'm just gonna wear it every single day, and when it runs out I'll get some more. This is like the least cakey foundation I've ever worn. It really seeps into the skin so freaking nicely, and a little bit goes a long way. It's like there's not that much coverage, but at the same time it's so dewy. Like, I don't know if you guys can see how dewy it is on camera, but it's the most dewy foundation I've literally ever seen. So after that's nice and blended, I go in obviously with concealer. I'm using the Becca Ultimate Coverage Concealer once again. And I don't use too much of this because it is very, very freaking thick. It's just the coverage that I like a lot. It's obviously a lot lighter than my foundation, so I really use it to brighten and just cover any imperfections that I have around my upper lip and chin. That's pretty much all I do. Now that that's nice and blended, I'm going to go in with a little cream contour. I like that the cream contour that I personally use isn't very high coverage. Like, it's not very pigmented like another foundation stick would be. And it's just the Wet n Wild Baton de Maquillage Contour Stick. I am in the shade Call Me Maple. It's a very warm tone, so I use it to bronze up the face as well. And I don't do crazy contour like everybody else. It's literally just to bronze up. I don't do it to minimize the appearance of something. I mean, I do like the idea of extra cheekbones, but I don't do it to be any sort of crazy contour look. I'm very light with the contour. Like, I'm not trying to be super precise with this. I just like to bronze up the cheeks. I like how easy blendable this contour stick is. It's actually insane. If you guys are looking for an affordable contour stick, the Wet n Wild one is so great. So now it's time to set the face. I use the Huda Beauty setting powder. I am so obsessed with the setting powder. My hairstylist Nolan recently told me that there was some controversy with this setting powder, and it was basically because they kind of imitated the Cake Beauty ones with the whole, you know, cake eating like pastry idea, because this one's called Pound Cake, the one that I use. So yeah, so it's a bit, I see the controversy there obviously, but it's just so great that I am going to use it because I believe in I kind of just get stuff because of the product itself. I don't really look at who's the creator of it or what the controversy of the brand is. So I'm just going to bake underneath my eyes a little bit. And that's something that's so great about this beauty blender. It has a flat side, so it makes it so easy to bake and set down powders. And before you guys do that, if you guys are following the tutorial, make sure that your creases underneath your eyes are well set and pressed down before you put the powder down. I like to go down the nose just to create a little smaller nose in dimension. And then I'll just go a little bit down just to create a little line. And I won't do it too defined. I'll go down the chin a little bit just because I don't want anything to be super oily. So the next thing I usually do is contour again, but I do it super subtly, and I'm using the Dior Backstage Contour Kit. This is actually, yeah, so it's a contour palette. I use contour in the shade Light and Deep. Kind of just mix it a little bit. It's very pigmented, so please be careful if you do own this or you are buying it. I just put a little amount onto my brush. This is the Morphe E4, and I go kind of like in between all of that bake, and I just kind of sweep it a little bit. So that's the difference between that and that side. Just gives it a little more dimension and warmth. So that's pretty much it with that. I'm going to just let this stay on for a little longer. And while I'm doing that, I'm going to take the Charlotte Tilbury Bar of Gold, which I broke. That all of these are like falling out. I literally need to like press them back in. And I use a shade right over here, which is like the goldest one on this side. And I use the Morphe M441. Just go onto it. And I go on my brow bone. I love this Charlotte Tilbury Bar of Gold. Like, I don't know if you're catching that on camera, but it is so freaking good. It's like, they say it's like a gilded highlight. Comes off super freaking pretty, and I'm known for the highlight on the tip of the nose. Go down the bridge a little bit. And I like to go on the inner corner as well. So now that that's been on for long enough, I'm going to take the Real Techniques blending brush. Oh my god, I can't even speak today, guys. And I'm just going to swipe it all off. I love this setting powder so much. It will literally make your makeup stay all freaking night, and it smells so good. So the first thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to take this Becca x Chrissy Teigen Endless Bronze and Glow, and we're just going to go with the Morphe E4 brush again. Kind of just like to swirl it a little bit because it is multi-dimensional and it has different colors. So I'm just going to go on the cheekbones, and it creates a really beautiful looking highlight and glow. So we're going to do that on each side. I love the Chrissy Teigen collection that Sephora comes out with Becca. I literally am obsessed with it. I love all the products that Chrissy Teigen comes out with. Like, I find them so freaking good, guys. Like, get your hands on this palette. I've been using this palette since the day it came out. I cannot go without it on a daily basis. It's impossible. So the only thing that I'm so obsessed with are these two. So I just kind of mix them a little bit like that, and I'm going to go again on the cheeks. And it literally just like makes your cheeks stand out, and you get that good looking contour snatched look. So then for the final touch on the face, I like to take my new Hourglass palette. This is the Hourglass Ambient Light Unlocked palette. I kind of just like to add a little bit of blush. So we're just going to take this and this, these two kind of blushy colors, pinky colors. We're going to go on the cheeks just a little bit. I like to just dust the rest of it on my nose a little bit. We're going to go back in with highlight on the face. I'm going to use the Morphe 4434. I'm going to just, I like to literally blend every single, just kidding, that was the wrong brush. M441, I was like, that's a really small brush to highlight. I'm going to take the M441. I'm going to just go in with all of the color, just kind of sweep it all off, and just go with a little bit of highlight. Because it's an everyday look, I don't want the highlight to be too blinding. Keep in mind, guys, I don't go to school. This isn't a look for everyday school. I'm a makeup artist, so when I go to work, I need to show my work on myself. I need to basically sell myself as well. So this is kind of like my look for something like that, or when I'm at a photo shoot, or when I'm going to a client's house, or anything like that. One of my last steps is I like to just kind of brush my brows. You guys know that I don't use any product on my brows because they are very dark. And I like the shape of them. I don't really even do them. So I just brush any product that could have gone into my brows as I was doing my makeup. So I'm just going to spray my face. So freaking refreshing, because you guys don't know how hot that ring light is and how hot it makes me. So I'm just going to let that dry for a quick second. And I already removed the lip balm that was on my lips. I forgot to tell you guys, but yeah, I had a lip balm on my lips before. I will link it down below. I'm going to use the Fenty Beauty Gloss Balm in Diamond Milk. I'm just going to use that. It's like a clear gloss. I'm just going to add a little bit of the Lip Maximizer by Dior, just to give it a little more pink instead of that white shadow. So this is pretty much it for my makeup today. This is my everyday makeup tutorial. It's going to change in a couple months because new products come out and then I enjoy something better than the other. So this is pretty much what it is for my fall makeup routine. It's nothing crazy. Usually I'll just kind of brush my lashes out after I'm done something like this. If you guys are at home and want to try this out, please do, and tag me if it's an Insta or anything like that. You can send me it. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. It was highly requested and I'm so happy to be back on YouTube making tutorials, guys. I know you really enjoy them and you like hearing my thoughts on products and things like that, and I promise you guys there'll be more videos to come soon. Thank you so much for coming back to my channel. Oh, I'm a little itchy right over here. Thank you so much for coming back to my channel, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Before you guys go, please remember to like, subscribe, and comment down below any suggestions for upcoming videos, and I'll see you guys soon. Bye.